Financial freedom is not built one day, but is built with the daily habits that we practice. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all 10 healthy money habits to practice as a high value woman to attain financial freedom in your life. Number one is to pay yourself first. Oftentimes, it happens that the moment our salary is credited, we spend on the stuff that we need. That means paying someone else first with the money that we have got. But people who want to build financial freedom does it differently. They pay themselves first. What does that exactly mean? That means setting aside amount for investments and savings and prioritizing your future self and your investments and savings over your expenses. Additionally, you can save aside this entire amount to build assets that will bring you more money in the future. So this was the quadrant that was mentioned by Robert Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad and Poor Dad, where he talks about the moment money comes into our life, we should save aside money to build our savings, investments, and our assets. And with whatever is left, we should be spending on our expenses and use that money that we've set aside to build further income streams. So this will help us to get out of the loop of living from paycheck to paycheck. Because if you spend all your money on your expenses and save whatever that is left, then you will be in the same loop of living from paycheck to paycheck. I know initially practicing this habit would be hard because instantly a certain chunk of your expenses and your money would be taken away to build your assets, and that will get you a crunch with your daily expenses. And that is something that you might not like, but have a mindset that you are paying yourself first and not paying the other person in terms of your expenses. Number two is track your money like a CEO, or like your life depends on it. Track each and every expense that is going out and track each and every income that is coming in. Track even if you're having a 300 or 400 rupees coffee in your expense sheet. So by end of the month or end of the week, you can decide and know for a fact that how much you are spending for a takeout coffee that you might skip or avoid, and use that money to save and invest and build your financial freedom. And towards the end of the month, sit with that particular Excel sheet of income and expenses, wherein you can decide what all expense that you can cut and how you can increase your income and increase that gap that you can use to build your financial runway or to build assets and income streams in your life. A lot of times we are super confused with where our money is going. The moment you do this particular habit or do this particular exercise, it will get you clarity of where your money is going and what exactly is the situation. That will reduce some kind of anxiety, and that will help you take informed decisions in your life to have a better relationship with money. Number two is live below your means, but not below your standards. I'm not telling you all to cut coffee from your diet every day, but you can invest in a coffee machine and make coffee at home in order to reduce the amount of money that you are spending on a takeout coffee every day. Doing these small things and investing in your future will help you do the things, but at the same time cut the cost. So the entire agenda of drinking coffee is not tamed, but the means that you do it with is tamed. That is living below your means, but not living below your standards. For me, having a wonderful coffee makes my day. And I enjoy having a very lavish and a nicely made coffee, and that instantly brightens my day. Initially, I used to take out coffees because I believed cafe people made amazing coffee. But since I have invested in good coffee and good coffee machine, it has absolutely changed the way I look at coffee that people make at cafe. And I absolutely love the coffee that I make at home, which is the right amount of milk, right amount of coffee, and right amount of froth. So you can use this entire concept with everything in your life and invest in timeless and classic pieces in order to live below your means but not below your standards. Number 4 is build an emergency fund. What exactly is an emergency fund and how much money you would need in your emergency fund? That could be the amount of expenses that you do in a month. So from the habit number 2, you can get the amount that you have to spend on fixed and variable in a month. So that particular amount into 6, 9, or 12, depending on the runway that you want to have. I suggest having a 12-month runway. So if you want to try out a new thing, or even if you want to take a sabbatical or a break, or if you want to just travel, you can do that with that money. But make sure that you are leaving some provision to have that kind of runway for the next 12 months as also. Do not just use up your 12-month runway and then you're again at the zero. Try having to increase your runway more and more to build your financial freedom. So if you have a 12-month runway of your expenses, that means that you are financially free for the next 12 months. So slowly and gradually build that and increase that time duration wherein you're not working for money, you're working because you like it and working towards your passion. Number 5 is to automate everything. What you can do is, instead of spending and tracking your expenses manually, you can dedicate a specific card to do all your expenses from, and towards the end of the month you can just take out the statement of that particular card and know what expenses that you have done. That might take you, I guess, 5 to 10 minutes to take out a printout. That might take you 2 minutes to take a printout, and maybe the next 30 minutes to analyze how much money that you have spent, where that you've spent, wherein something that you can cut that particular money. Apart from that, you can also automate your investments, your savings, and immediately paying yourself. So you can have a separate savings account wherein you have your emergency fund saved, and maybe you can invest that into liquid funds wherein that money is not just sitting in your bank account but is also making you some money, but also at the same time you have liquidity to use that funds whenever you want. I think I'm not a financial expert who can suggest, but I think this is what makes sense. And this is what I have researched and I can tell you to do also. To have separate accounts for your income, separate accounts for your expenses, separate account for your emergency fund. So what I do is I have a separate expense account and I only transfer the expense amount in that particular account and I make expenses with that particular account only. Additionally, I have deleted a lot of these consumer apps, like for example a takeout ad or a 10-minute or 5-minute delivery apps, and I have removed my card details from this. So whenever I have to get something like that, I have to download the app, add my credit card details, and then I have to order. So that I guess has increased friction of spending on unnecessary stuff. So do that. Increase as much friction as you can in order to not engage in these spending money impulsively. Number 6 is to invest consistently. Do not wait for the time that you will have a very big fat paycheck that you will take out some money from and invest. You start this habit from the first paycheck that you start to earn. This will help you develop a habit of setting aside a certain amount from your paycheck and paying yourself and paying your future self first, and then using that money to spend it. I suddenly remember that quote about investing, that you do not need to be rich to invest, but you get rich by investing. So start your investing journey early on in your life. Number 7 is to avoid the lifestyle creep. A lot of people lose wealth in this habit wherein their income increases by 10% or 15%. Their lifestyle expenses also increase by 10-15%. That means that they have nullified their growth in the income by increasing the expenses. And that particular phenomenon is called the lifestyle creep. Make sure that you do not fall into that and continue living the same kind of lifestyle with a similar kind of expenses and use that certain amount to build your wealth and build your savings and investments. Number 8 is to educate yourself about financial literacy. Take up courses, buy books, attend seminars, read about the economy on a daily basis, learn more about personal finance. Basically, in order to ace money, you need to be up to date about your knowledge about money. It's important. You cannot have a blind spot in your mind about money and be winning with money in life. You have to master money and not let money master you or drive your intentions and passions and your life. Number 9 is give every penny or every dollar that you have an intention. In this video, I talked about how Rhonda, the author of Secret, talks about whenever she pays for a bill, she sends gratitude that she was able to use that money to have a service and use that money, and that she was able to be a source of income for someone else. So that's having an intention with money. Whenever you're setting aside money for your savings and your investments, give gratitude to the universe that you were able to do that and you were able to pay your future self. So whenever you're setting aside money to save, always give it energy that it will grow into 10x or 50x in the future. Never do it with a heavy heart or with a heavy energy whenever you're setting that aside, or never pay anyone with heavy energy, because it will transcend back to you. Always pay money with a happy energy. Number 10 is to celebrate your financial milestones. If your financial milestone was to pay off your debt, celebrate and reward yourself for that, because it's your control over your expenses that was able to help you do that. Whenever you build a new income stream, celebrate that financial win. Whenever you reach your investment milestone, celebrate that particular win. And give yourself that celebration moment that will help you to continue on this particular journey. So yeah, these were all of the 10 habits that I do and practice in my daily life in order to have my money energy aligned in my life, or have an approach of financial freedom. So yeah, these were everything that I do. I am actually creating a woman and money series. So let me know in the comment sections if you want to watch anything about these two topics. I'll be happy creating them for you. And yeah, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, bye bye.